listening to, watching, hearing, smelling, tasting, and feeling sex, drugs, and skincare. Like and subscribe. Hi, welcome back to Sex, Drugs, and Skincare.
Welcome back.
Welcome back, you.
Yeah, I never left. I don't leave. I don't know why you say welcome back. I do not leave here. I mean, I don't leave here.
You don't leave
That's
here.
how some of my relatives would say it. I don't leave here. And they're like, God, this person, do not live here, or are they just never going to leave? You don't know.
It explains a lot of the dirty looks that we get around here, but
Exactly.
you're not supposed to be here.
Yeah, I don't know why people say you're not supposed to be here. And I'm thinking like, do you mean that like existentially? Because, so I just, until they kick me out, I'll stay here.
All right, well, just be there.
Okay.
I'm Nikki Davis Jr. There's no Nikki Davis Sr. I am a licensed comedian, stand-up esthetician.
Yep.
30 years doing skincare. And with me, oh, by the way, subscribe while you're here. Mm-hmm. There's no button above here that says subscribe, but I'm just going to point to it anyway. Subscribe. Just hit subscribe. Makes me look good. We don't really care if you watch it. Just subscribe to it.
And then right over here, we're going to put a little piece of invisible air and you're going to see it on the screen. It'll go whoop. Yeah.
Invisible air.
We'll put it in post. It's going to be just like a little blank spot that my fingers, you basically just see my fingers do this.
Okay. Yeah.
My index and my thumb.
Very high tech.
And that's
here.
it. Yeah. And we'll put it in post.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
And with me as usual is my boyfriend. No, you.
Oh.
Oh my God, I just noticed the little toy behind you, the little Muppet.
Oh yeah, it looks like me.
I was going to say that, but I didn't want to. It's like slash Sherpa slash set decorator and Sandra Yocolano.
Thank you. I made all this stuff myself.
Yeah. He hand wove. It's all hand woven.
I wove it.
I wove it too.
It's so nice.
I wove it.
I wove it too. Yeah.
Like I love it.
I wove you.
Okay. I wove you.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, sometimes you don't laugh at my joke. You just acknowledge it.
Well, because here's the thing. It's sometimes almost like a text message where like you want to like we want to tag it or on top of it. So like it's almost like in a conversation you're having.
Yeah.
So sometimes I'm like, okay, how can I, but if I was like a normal person, I would just be like, oh my, that's funny,
Or you would just be like, ha. That's what you get from a lot of comics. They don't want to acknowledge that something you said was funny. It's just HA.
Yeah. Well, I don't even think it's that. I think it's that comics laugh more than anyone. Mm-hmm. And I feel like sometimes we don't have it in us, Sometimes we're just like,
You think they laugh more than anyone? I feel like they laugh less than anyone.
No, I was making a joke.
Oh, okay. Damn it.
Comics are miserable.
I miss a lot of jokes too, by the way.
No, not all the comics. Yeah. Just the ones that I don't talk to.
Yeah. That's perfect. I always joke to myself about how the reason why I got into acting is so I can have something to talk about with the people I hate.
Yeah.
And I always picture myself at in the front of the Comedy Store at the bar, talking to people in their commercials and stuff like that. Sorry, I'm itching. I have a rash.
I was going to say, why are you itching? That's like so weird.
Put in the comments if you know how to get rid of this rash. I've been to the dermatologist. I know I should. I refuse to use the steroids that they're giving me. I'm just going to wait it out. But I wake up in the middle of the night and just scratch the shit out of it. Did you notice me doing that last night?
I did not. No,
okay.
I was sound asleep.
Well, that's good. I'm glad you were sleeping well.
Yeah. Well, it's not that. It's just that like we have different, like you had something going on and then I was just like, I got to go to bed, and that was pretty much it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you for your...
If I'd known you were like up there, first of all, you're scratching, not itching.
That's true.
Don't apologize for itching. That's something you can't control.
Yeah.
Apologize for scratching.
Right.
Because sometimes my throat will itch and I have to like cough, but I don't. And I let it go. And then my eyes start tearing up and my eyes start tearing because I'm not coughing and I'm sitting there. And normally it's like, normally I get into an Uber and that happens. And I don't want to cough because the person's,
You're in the back or in the front?
In the back. I never go in the front.
Okay. Well, I mean, like you're the driver or you're in the back?
Well, if I drive, I go, it all depends on what country I'm in, but usually I'll drive from the front.
You drive from the front.
I drive from the front typically.
Sitting backwards though, facing the other direction?
Yeah. So I just realized the lighting, if I put my hand in front of my face, it blocks the lighting.
Yeah, don't do that. You're going to need it.
Man, I got a lot of dark circles. But I
don't work on them enough, honestly. I really need to start working on you more often.
You don't have to work on me.
Well, just to move your lymph.
You move your lymph. Tell me to move my lymph.
Your lymph needs moving.
My lymph.
It's
pretty lymph.
Lymph, right? Yeah.
Lymph.
It was Christine Little. She goes,
Limp?
Yeah, and if you're a pirate, you get an eye patch or a lymph.
No, that's right. Yeah. Oh, that was her. Yeah. That was really funny.
That was funny.
That was funny. That's the one I do too.
What?
I go, that's funny.
That's our bad improv.
Mm-hmm. That's funny.
Sandra's teaching me how to do bad improv.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Typically the yes and we like to do something different.
Yeah. No and obviously, but then.
Yeah. Try something different.
Yeah.
And when somebody gives like something, like, and then you just go, that was awful.
That was awful.
Yeah. So you let them know.
Wait, hold on a second. Let me think.
Yeah. Let me think about that for a second.
Can you guys come back to me?
Yeah. Yeah. So I wanted to ask you a question, and this is probably the wrong time to do it. What's today's show about?
Today's show is we're going to talk about some of the ingredients that are really not great in kids' skincare.
Oh, really? Kids' skincare?
Yeah, harmful products in children's skincare products. Harmful ingredients. So you can edit that when you do the teaser later. Harmful ingredients in children's skincare. More and more we're seeing, like with the TikToks and everything, kids they're being targeted to buy skincare stuff. And there's stuff in there that's really not good for a developing child. No,
not at all. And they're also finding stuff that like kids are also developing stuff that adults would have later on, but because of like the stuff that they're giving, like I met a 4-year-old with a bad back, and there was this like I don't remember. I think it was like I was delivering food, and it was like this. I think it was 10-year-old was complaining of his sciatica, and so I was like, man, these products they're giving these kids now, it's just they're aging them tremendously.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So it's cool.
So that's what we're talking about today.
So you want to start that early. Kids products, that's terrible to put that in kids products. I think animal testing is awful.
They should test it on kids, really.
Well, that's what I'm saying, because animals are adorable. They stay that size typically. And I'm not
to steal your joke.
What's that?
Did I steal what you were going to say?
No, not at all.
Okay,
I was going to say that I don't harm the animals. That's basically what I was going to say, because I'm just joking. Obviously, babies are something I don't have.
Right.
Yeah. So
thank God.
I know, right?
Yeah.
I don't have the trunk space.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that to keep the baby back there. I'm saying like to put everything that I'd have to put in the back. Although pulling up to somebody and delivering food to them, thinking, practically, and having a bunch and making sure they come out, having like 3 different car seats in the car, right? Completely empty. And then just, pretending like I have a baby, or maybe I have a baby in my front and in my back.
So they feel sorry for you?
Yeah. So I'm just delivering and I'm holding all their groceries and I'm like an hour late and it's all ice cream that's all melted.
Can you guys just subscribe so he doesn't have to keep doing this job, for God's sake?
No, I love it.
You love it.
I love it. My car's in the shop. It's 200 miles away. And it's fine. No, I'm just kidding. I make light of it, but I am miserable. So it's fine.
I'm so glad we're together, man.
No, I jest.
I love being happy in your misery.
Yeah, it's not bad.
It's my favorite part of our relationship.
Sometimes it's just a comparison that you need, the contrast. It's like I'm not necessarily happy, but when somebody next to me is, miserable, I'm like, oh, things and I pat them on the back and I go, thank you. And then I walk off, and usually I pat them on the back hard enough they fly into traffic. So anyways, bad stuff in kids.
Yeah, bad stuff in kids, bad ingredients, harmful ingredients with kids skincare. But I'm really super excited about our guest today.
Yes.
I'm going to let you bring him out.
Thank you. That's very nice of you not to research our guest.
I know him as a person,
I know.
not as a...
We've known him for probably the same amount of time.
Yeah.
I like to reference that. These are people that we love.
It's
typically.
Always our friends, yeah.
It's always our friends. Or it's new people that, come highly recommended to us, or are just very funny or have something to say. And this guy is very, very talented. Guy, right? Is that cool? I can say Guy? Okay. Thank you. It's like a judge was I'll allow it. But he's very, very talented. He's a writer. He's a comedian. He's a very talented director. I was in his latest project that he spent so much time putting together and shooting and reshooting and just having to adapt to other actors and other people and, in comedy, other comedians, their schedules and whatnot and everything. And so he's did a fantastic pilot that I got to be a part of, and I'm going to let him tell. That's how I think he's in front of me. Yeah. I'm going to let him tell us all about it. But it's called Making Rent. Did I spell that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you usually do this much exposition in an intro?
No, I really love this guy.
I know, but like,
and okay,
you're taking his airtime.
I'm not taking his airtime. I'm taking his air. All right, let's bring up to the couch one of my best friends and super funny dude, very talented, Rene Lancaster.
Yay.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you for having me. Thank you for the kind words, Sandro.
Oh, dude, they're all true.
I was so thrilled to have you in the pilot, by the way. Sandro, fantastic actor.
Thanks for asking me, by the way. Thanks. Appreciate it.
Sandro, you didn't tell her?
Yeah.
I asked for you.
Yeah,
No.
he said anybody but Nikki.
Yeah.
But your name was mentioned.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. Yeah, man, it was a lot of fun to be a part of.
He talked about how much fun he had.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you. Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, man.
You're very talented.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah.
So
We'll have to,
true, by the way. The hardest part, if anyone
Mhm.
is thinking about shooting a pilot with virtually no money, scheduling is the hardest part by far.
Oh, right.
Because then you're like, hey, Sandra, are you available to say? You're like, no, I'm out of town. And I'm like, okay, next week. And then I'm like, hey, camera guy, are you available to say? He's like, no, now I'm out of town. And I'm like, great.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And that's the thing too, is like I totally appreciate you even being like, okay, well, I'll just work around. Because every time I try to do it, something came up. Just, life happens. But the product came out when it did. But I'm saying like for that reason, like it's great, man.
Thank you.
Whatever it needed
Yeah.
to be, it needed to come out when it did and when you did it.
What's
so.
it about?
Essentially about trying to survive in LA with really bad luck.
That's a great topic. I mean, like
No.
so many people can relate to that, or people who don't live here will probably be happy for the people who live here and have bad luck.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I kind of I rewrote it during like COVID because at the time I felt like, like what's that Murphy's Law where anything can go wrong will go wrong. It's just like, and I'm like why is this happening? Like why is so
Yeah.
yeah.
But it's good that you I hope people watch it because you get to see you in like, I don't know, it's just your element, man. Like you're playing into like, your life, but in like such a great perspective.
Yeah, it's there's a lot of real stuff. A lot of stuff is taken from something that actually happened to me, and then with a little more, little embellishment. But most of it's pretty real.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Feel bad for him.
Yeah.
It's part of the story. It's just what it is. But speaking of bad, and this is something we're going to interweave in and out because our topic today, obviously, is the bad stuff they put in skincare. Now, how young is too young for a baby to get a facial massage?
There's no age that any baby can get a facial massage.
What if a baby gets a facial massage and they look so young that it makes them go back into their mother's vagina? Because that's what it does. Facial makes you like, whoop. It's like, how young can a baby look?
I'm not answering you.
Okay.
They can look as young as they are.
Thank you.
No. But this specifically, I was going to talk about kids that are like, even as like, tweens, but even as old as like between 4 and 8 years old, there's a lot of stuff that's in their skincare products that are disrupting to your hormones. And there's been some recent studies that have been done on that. So it's really bad, actually. Let's see, on September 9th I read and heard on All Things Considered, there was an article by Maria Godoy, a new study that recent skincare products like lotions and ointments, hair conditioners, and they've got...
Did you say air conditioners?
No, not air conditioners.
Hair conditioners, okay.
No, the HC, not the AC.
Okay, nice.
They have really high levels of chemicals called phthalates. I can't say
Phthalates?
Yeah, it's PHTHALATES.
So that
phthalates.
that explains why I look so bad. I'm just gonna blame it on the phthalates now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It's like, hey, I just look like this is the phthalates, guys.
This is a phthalate guy.
You'd blow people away. Like, oh no, he's into his phthalates. He knows his phthalates.
It's the phthalates days.
Yeah.
Like the salad days.
Boom.
The what?
The salad days. Don't you know that reference? Are you that young? Jesus Christ.
I'm not that young. I'm not that young.
You did, was it good, Alex? Okay, thank you.
What days?
Alex, our producer, Alex said it was good. The salad days.
Oh,
it's
no.
it's like the days of like, when things were great, like we could say like pre-COVID salad days. Those were the salad days.
I didn't know that. I thought it was like the lean days. Like all you could eat was salad. Like it's like, or maybe that's like those are the cheese and bread days. You know?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
But that's
but
not
the
what
salad
they
days,
said.
I never heard about that before.
Yeah, the salad days.
Huh.
The salad days. That's cool.
Yeah, so the phthalate days.
The phthalate days.
So
Nice.
The phthalate days.
we spent.
When we were kids, the phthalate days. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly. Those were the
That's
and
interesting.
they currently are the phthalate days for the kids that are now being exposed to a lot of new skincare.
I was going to
products.
say it can't be much of a salad day for them if they're exposed to all these phthalates.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
you had to have the big phthalate.
what
That's
is
from
it?
Seinfeld.
Oh, okay. Oh, the big phthalate. Yes,
Mhm.
exactly.
Okay, Nikki, what is bad skin product care?
kids.
Well, okay. So we're talking about phthalates. They're a group of
Mhm.
chemicals that they add to skincare products to make. First of all, they add them to plastics to make them more flexible. So that's not a good thing and more durable. But they do also use them in some personal skincare products, and they're endocrine disruptors. So, which just means it interrupts your hormones. So it can explain why girls are getting their periods at a much younger age because they're being exposed to all of these phthalates and chemicals. As an adult, it's not as detrimental because they don't stay in your body for too long, at least not the phthalates. That's the only one ingredient I'm talking about, but I'm sure there's others. But with children, it's different. I think it's they're finding that they're finding more and more of it is staying in their bodies, when they're doing the testing and stuff like that. And that's it blocks interferes with your hormones. What is your back here?
Is it the pituitary?
Yeah, your pituitary. Yeah,
Mhm.
That's why I put my hand back there.
Yeah.
Your pituitary. Yeah. So that's one of the.
So how long would this stuff? So you're talking about like young girls having their periods earlier, like younger than like typical. When would they have like started to use this skincare stuff? This is stuff that just people use, like they give to their kids, specifically designed for their kids.
Well, first of all, they're probably buying skincare as a
Yeah.
parent. They're probably buying skincare products,
Mhm.
and not knowing what's, in the ingredients. People
Yeah.
don't look.
Yeah.
And I think it's only recently that.
Yeah, you
people
shouldn't use Kraft baby skincare. Don't use something that has something else. Like if a company
Kraft.
makes if they make gasoline, like Exxon, they have terrible
Exxon
lip
baby oil.
balm. Yeah.
So is this like for like soap or like lotion or all of it?
All of it.
Okay, because I was
Yeah.
gonna say for some reason I was like stuck on lotion in my head. I think because when you hear
Same
skincare, you think
here.
of like
Yeah.
lotions, and I'm like, how many babies or little kids are using lotion? I'm like, oh wait, no, it must be like the soap too. Like,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah,
because I'm
but
like,
you-
when I was a kid, I definitely didn't use lotion
Well,
at
you
all.
didn't use lotion, but they do sell baby lotion, right? I mean,
Yeah, your parents did at some point use something, or they buy something because it says baby on it,
right.
and they think it's healthier for you. You know. So
well,
they-
and then there's baby oil, which we were
Right.
discussing the other day,
Mhm.
just in private.
yeah, we were discussing
discussing
baby
baby
oil
oil
in
in
private.
private.
Yep, in private.
But like,
Um,
why would you put oil on a baby? What have you ever put oil on a baby,
It's-
Renee?
So
I don't
many
understand.
babies.
Yeah,
You make them slipperier, which is worse.
yeah.
And
Nobody
then
likes
also,
an oily baby.
I've never been like, oh, this baby's ashy. Like this baby's got dry skin. You know.
Is it like have to do with like a diaper rash thing or something? Maybe I don't know.
guess,
My guess.
See,
but I
but-
think you would put more of a powder on
Oh,
that.
right.
Yeah,
Mhm.
not
Hmm.
oil.
Yeah, baby oil is like. I mean, get me wrong. I don't know much about stuff.
Did you say get me wrong?
Get me wrong here, but I don't know but isn't it the same stuff they use to make tires?
What?
Like the oil, like the
Petroleum?
Petroleum, yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't that in baby oil? Petroleum?
Yeah, it's like, I think that petroleum is they skim the top off of the of whatever that is that you're talking about. That the
The milk?
no off the like when they're making like the oily stuff or whatever.
Yeah,
There's
yeah,
like a
yeah.
scum that's sort of on the top, and that's
Mhm.
basically like what Vaseline is. I think.
Okay.
Hmm.
Oh wow, interesting.
Not 100% sure, and sorry, Vaseline.
It doesn't smell like Vaseline smells like it belongs in a gas station.
It actually does.
It does, yeah. It must be the petroleum in it.
Yeah,
Okay.
petroleum jelly.
Yeah, they don't have electric
Right.
jelly now. But like all the Teslas out, it's like, cars,
electric jelly.
they have it. I wonder if they feel like, like big Vaseline is going to come back because they have all these electric. It doesn't matter anymore.
Wait, what you're saying?
Don't use Kraft baby lotion.
What's the skincare? Oh, Purina. I think there was another one that was
Dog
like,
food?
yeah. I don't know
Wow.
if it was specifically a skincare product, but you'll see something like that. It's like some of these weird. I would say like Johnson and Johnson is probably a good
Right.
example. the company that I had
Yeah.
stock in many years ago.
Yeah.
That I
But
took
it's
out.
also like Nestle. Like when Nestle went from like making Toll House cookies, right?
Mhm.
Cookies. So then now like, I mean, I know it's a big company, so they do whatever, but you're used to that. And then they have, their own water, like Nestle water, like I'm
That's
sure.
right. Yeah.
So I'm like, wait, you made diabetic food your entire life. And now you're switching over into water. It's like, I don't trust you.
I don't trust your water.
Right.
No, not at all. But anyways, corporations. They're not going to be around very long. It's a fad.
It's a fad. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Money's going to be phased out.
Yeah.
And when we're going to probably have to ear hair will be something that we trade.
Mark his words right now.
Mm-hmm. Renee, you seem interested in this.
So what's the good stuff to do or for less phthalates?
Yeah, well, you want to look for more natural products. At the end of what we're talking about, I'm just going to run through some of the stuff that I found in the article. I'm going to list some, so stay tuned for that. I'm going to list some. Well, I want people to keep watching.
I like it.
Apps that you can actually put, and kids can actually put on their phones if they're going to be somewhere a kid that's old enough to walk into Save On or do they have Save On anymore?
I don't.
CVS, whatever.
CVS,
the hell. Yeah.
I was like, oh, Save On, yeah.
Do you remember Save On?
Of course.
And Thrifty.
Yep.
Thrifty ice cream.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's Rite Aid now, right?
Yeah.
Or at least
Thrifty,
but they kept the ice cream.
They did.
The ice cream is called Thrifty. I haven't had it. Let's go get some Thrifty ice cream.
It's probably the same ice cream that's been sitting there for 40 years. It looks like it. It's got the frozen ice on the top of it.
Yeah. That's not bad. That's bad for ice cream. That's the worst kind of ice cream. That's worse than having no ice cream. Is having the one that's icy.
Burn?
Has ice in it and it's crunchy.
Freezer burn.
Freezer burn, is that what it is?
Yeah.
I don't it's almost
you would still eat it, don't lie.
Of course I would still eat it, but then I would add other things to it. I would add other accoutrements.
You would wash it down with Snickers bar.
Yeah, wash it down with a Snickers bar, maybe a couple of Reese's sticks.
Reese's sticks.
With Reese's sticks?
Yeah, you bite them off. Yeah. It's like a Twix, but it's just it's like wafer. What am I telling you about?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
What are you telling us?
We all live very close to 7-Elevens.
That's true. We live between two 7-Elevens, which should be the name of our next podcast.
Yeah.
We'll have Zach Galifianakis on it called Between Two 7-Elevens. Did you see Between Two Ferns?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Do you know Zach Galifianakis?
Not personally, no.
Okay. But publicly you know him, right?
Yes.
Okay.
But I also live next to a 7-Eleven. So.
You do too?
You do?
Yeah.
I think that's just part of the deal when you live in Los
in
Angeles.
Los Angeles, yeah. When you're here, 7-Eleven's your go-to.
Yeah.
That was my diet for a lot of years, and it was the worst years of my life.
Well, and it's bled into some of the best years of your life when you started seeing me.
Exactly. That's true. Oh, yeah. See? Yeah. Don't buy any baby products at 7-Eleven.
No. You know what? My this is not even sometimes I say things that aren't funny. You guys, I know you don't believe that. But I'm going to say something that isn't funny.
That's not funny.
Yeah, I know. Anything that has a commercial, I try to stay away from. Because if they're big enough to have that kind of money to put out, they're cutting corners.
They got shareholders.
That's right. You got to keep increasing the profits. So, yeah. I like how you did that with your... You're not watching and listening.
No, that makes sense. Because if you go get, organic products, or at least... It's another thing is that, supposedly they're organic. I don't know. I don't have a lab to test it, but I've never heard of them. And I'm just like, oh, this says it's natural, organic. I'll buy it.
It's almost better if I don't recognize the name.
Normally whatever it is, if it's a skincare, it feels better or tastes better. So I believe it, but you never see ads for it. So that makes sense. So yeah.
Yeah, it's
bizarre, I believe it.
Man.
It's got leaves on the label, so it must be good.
Right.
It says harvest on it.
Yeah, harvest. Yeah.
It says harvest. It's like, oh wow, this was made in a lab, dude.
Yeah. It's harvested in a lab.
Nobody's grandmother's making this loaf of bread.
Oh my God.
This is the machine. It's
Speaking
fascinating.
Of the machine,
Speaking of the machine, yeah.
So some of these products that they're putting out are actually they're showing that they're having negative impacts on their brain development.
Yikes.
Behavioral problems and other health kind of concerns.
I wonder how much, if it's after a few uses it starts, or
I think
is it permanent?
I think it because you're using those kinds of products every day. If you it's just constantly being put. Your skin is your largest organ, and anything you put on it, you're putting inside your body. You think about it that way.
Yeah.
That's fascinating.
True.
The same way that when you smell something, you're actually breathing in the molecules of that thing. It's just
gross.
Blows me away because it's going into your body.
You smell people, you're breathing those molecules.
Yeah.
Some characters by 7-Eleven tend to.
Dude, yeah.
Yeah, you don't want that in your nostril.
Yeah. Next time you go into a public restroom, you're like, oh man.
So many molecules.
Inside and out, dude.
How many phthalates am I breathing in?
Yeah. Somebody's dropping some phthalates.
Dropping some phthalates.
Well, you know.
Let's see what else. Goldman. I guess let's see. Concerns about the phthalate exposure. They've often been focused on the diet, since they can leach into your food from plastic packaging, which we've been talking a lot about.
Mm-hmm.
Even the bottle that you're using from the CS where you work, I think it's plastic inside of it.
Yeah, it's
like, not metal.
It's metal on the outside.
Yeah, but then they coat it on the inside. Same thing with like aluminum.
I thought
cans.
the inside was. Oh,
the
this is definitely
metal.
plastic. So
the inside's metal too, but the inside it's coated with plastic, like a thin layer of plastic.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
To help it, so the water's not touching it. It protects the bottle.
And so if you take it home, don't scrub that. Anything you don't want to anything that's got plastic on it. You want to even if you have synthetic clothing, which I am just covered in right now, you don't want to wash it a lot. I actually looked up like how you can not get some of the microplastics, even if you are wearing it and sitting in it. And by washing something repeatedly, it does release more of it. And so you're going to probably be breathing it, or it could be getting into your skin and stuff like that. So I know it's kind of gross to say don't wash your clothes, but.
Well, I mean, it's something you don't really think about,
right.
And then now you're like, oh yeah, this is, it's polyester, plastic. It's all like that synthetic stuff. Yeah, that gets into your body. Mm-hmm. So I guess just trying to minimize it.
Yes.
Don't eat plastic.
Well, we are eating plastic.
So yeah, we are, because it's in all the packaging and stuff. So I wonder.
Yeah. Totally, but I'm saying don't. It's already in there. Don't eat the bottle. If you're well, screw it. I'm already getting plastic. There's a big difference between microplastics and macroplastics. So
the macroplastic is just the whole bottle.
Yeah, the whole thing. Even the cap. Don't do that. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm not a doctor, but don't do that.
He's not a doctor. I just want to make sure everybody. And I'm also not a doctor.
I didn't go to medical school for 7 years.
I wonder how much it's really affecting us, how many years off our life it's taking, if years or whatever. I don't know what the average life expectancy is, but what if we would all live to be 120 if we weren't
and healthy?
Yeah.
And
if we weren't drinking and eating out of plastic. I don't know.
Well, a lot more people are getting cancer at a much younger age now. You may notice. Yeah. Was it Dean that brought up the fact that the older people are not, they're still living
because they didn't eat all the shit food that is around now to begin with, all the super processed stuff or all the plastics.
But we're all phthalate babies.
Yeah, we're all phthalate babies.
Totally.
And we're just trying to get by. Yeah, it's interesting, but you have to kind of pick your battles. Again, don't eat plastic. Yeah, that's it. That's all I'm gonna say.
When you get food that's wrapped in plastic, especially if it's got fat in it, it will leach the plastic into the fat. In Europe, they put it in paper. Mm-hmm. You go to the butcher, they put everything in paper. That's what butcher paper, right? Right. Here they wrap it in plastic and then they put the paper around it, or they put it in plastic and they throw it on the shelf. And that is so bad.
Is it because it preserves better in plastic? Is that why?
Yeah, probably gets less air in there so it can last longer. Whatever chemicals they put in there to keep it looking nice also lasts longer.
And I didn't even think about this, but when I was in the Martinizing business and dry cleaning, I knew the guy.
Let's mull this over.
I know, Martin Mull. Yeah, I know the guy personally. His name was Martin Ising. But so when I was in there, when I was working like dry cleaning, the clothes would come out, you press the clothes, they're all hot, and then what do? They cover them in plastic.
That's right.
They cover them in plastic, and it's sometimes it would almost kind of steam up. It was just hot, because they're using steam to press them, and they would just sit there for sometimes years. People don't pick them up, but it's usually there for weeks, months, whatever, and then you don't even think about it, and it's just you keep it,
the chemical that they use to dry clean is really bad for you.
Totally. I couldn't find my words there because I just didn't have them. But it's amazing. We just use plastic. We don't even think about it. And it's amazing how it gets into everything because that's just the cheaper option.
I have a feeling that there's going to be a wave of people waking up to all of this stuff and just kind of revolting in a sense of just not buying that stuff. I'm hoping that since the awareness seems to be a lot more now, that anybody that you talk to just in general, before 10 years ago, if I said something about BPA, two people out in the room might have been oh yeah, I heard about that. Now it's everybody's sort of aware of microplastics and all this other stuff. So I'm hoping that will increase the more natural avenues.
But then the natural stuff also costs more. And and this brings it back around to, your story, your pilot, making rent, because of the fact that like when you're doing something like that, seriously, when you're doing something like that, you're living, and I'm, similar situations like that where you can't afford to buy all the super high end stuff because that's the stuff that has, it's all clean. So you just use whatever's available to you. Like, I used to use the shittiest hair stuff and whatever else that goes right into your system. Yeah. So
the people who have the least amount of money are the people who are going to suffer the most from this.
Right.
So
sad.
Yeah, it's like McDonald's, like the $1 menu when they used to be a thing. That's just the easiest thing to eat. So people load up on that, and then they have diabetes later.
Well, yeah, I mean there are more McDonald's in like, not to get too serious, but like in some of the neighborhoods that have less money, they put more of that in there.
Totally,
it's just easy access. Overall, Black children have the highest level of phthalates in their urine. So beauty products targeted at communities of color basically have the highest level of these chemicals. And now, like I said, with TikTok and everything, kids are targeted to buy the skincare that's the garbage that's out there. So
right, interesting.
Yeah,
I wonder if it's TikTok. like more in a specific product. Yeah, like then like one's worse than the other. Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
What do you mean?
That's what you're saying. Like if a products are very popular on TikTok, like that all the kids are buying, then like maybe that specific product is worse than say.
Right, because they're like a huge corporation.
Yeah, right.
Somebody's somebody's pumping some
money behind it. Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Interesting.
Are you on the TikToks?
I just actually started a TikTok.
Okay, I'll follow you.
To post clips from the pilot actually, because before I'm not that young, and I'm just like, what are the kids doing now? Like, yeah. I mean, I'm growing it. We'll see.
It's good. You look like a kid. I always forget.
Really?
Yeah, you look so young. If you're listening and not watching, Rene has such a baby face.
That's great because I haven't even taken care of my skin, bringing it back around to. I literally only relatively recently I got in like to better skincare products because
You have a girlfriend?
Yeah, because that. Yeah, exactly. No, 100%.
Every comedian that comes in there says that exact same thing.
Yep.
Yeah,
I only started taking care of myself because I have a girlfriend.
Well, I actually have been using lotion for a while because my skin would get really dry after washing, and I just didn't like the way it felt on my face. I just felt really dry. But I would just get like the cheapest lotion, like whatever, like it probably a crap inside of it, or whatever, ton of phthalates, whatever. But like the most basic one, but now I have like nicer lotions and an actual like face wash, like. I was just using. I was just using soap.
Oh my god!
Dude, I know.
Oh my god! Oh my god! I've used soap on my face and my hair. I almost just passed out. Some of that stuff makes your skin feel so disgusting. It's just like it leaves this weird film.
Yeah, it's like when I used to use bar soap as shampoo.
God.
Why is my hand getting stuck in my hair? I
was using like a face, like a Neutrogena face wash for a while, but then like. It like ran out, and then I was just like, I have like a body wash. I'll just use that on my face. And then I'm like, I have so much of this left. I don't need to buy a new face wash. I know. Oh and then so I was just using that for like a long time. I'm like,
you're just using sodium lauryl sulfate just all over your face. It's just like a really harsh detergent that they put in all of the big time soaps and laundry detergents and everything. And that's what you're using on your face.
But now I use, now I use an actual face wash, and I use organic soap now because I do like the bar soap better than like the liquid. That's just a preference. But I get like an organic bar, which I'm assuming is okay for you. I don't.
Yeah, I'm sure it's fine. And
it's natural soap. Yeah,
your skin feels good after you use it.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
You don't say, I'm not convinced.
It's not burning.
I use the bar on my body, and then I use the face wash on the face. And I think overall, like I feel better. Yeah.
Do you
not as dry, but I also use lotion. So
do you wash twice a day?
My face?
Yeah.
Not with the face wash. No.
Good. I was going to say,
day.
I was going to say you don't need to overwash, especially because you're not wearing makeup, generally speaking. Not that we know of.
Only at night when I'm home alone. I put on Kiss makeup and I just sit alone in my room with Kiss makeup on.
This is just for me.
Saunders like, hey, can I stop by right now? I'm like, no, it's too late. I have my makeup on.
I just said it.
I gotta get some cold cream. Take my makeup off.
Oh my god, I love that.
But that's something I speaking of makeup, that is something I realized I have absolutely zero knowledge about, and like I went into my niece had a birthday recently, and she said she wanted a anything from Sephora, and I've literally never stepped foot in that store before. And I was like, oh, I'll just get her a gift card. As soon as I stepped foot in, I was like, I am completely lost. I don't even know like where I'm at, what this is. I don't even know begin to look like where I'm just like, okay.
You're not supposed to.
Yeah.
I was like, this is a whole world I know nothing about.
Yeah.
Knock me out.
Anyway. All right,
Yeah.
Just not to go off on a tangent, but
Oh, it's huge.
Dude, tangent is what you should be going off on.
Yeah. I mean, there's just so many things. Like you go in there and you're like, I don't know what to get, you know? So it's overwhelming.
Well,
and
that's
then,
why they have those lady walking around spraying you with stuff.
right in the nose. Yeah. I want to walk in there with like 2 coffee beans, one in each nose. Each nose, I have two noses. I have 4. Well, no, wait. Humans have 1 nose, 4 nostrils. Sorry.
That's right.
But yeah, and then it's so weird. But when you were saying before about like using whatever's cheapest,
right.
and then like let's just say your neighbor's like, oh no, here I have all this baby lotion that I use for my kid that now they don't use, and you're like, oh, that's cool, and then you're just putting more shit into your body,
right.
Using their leftover baby skincare.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying, like you look at something and you're thinking like it says baby on it again, you think it's safe,
right,
but it's probably worse for you than the stuff that's in like for the adults or whatever, like the super.
It's wild.
Johnson's baby shampoo.
Dial.
People, would use it on their hair because they thought it was more, but it still probably had sodium lauryl sulfate in it, which is really look on all of your stuff, especially like any detergent like hand soaps, even some of the like the higher end hand soaps will have sodium lauryl. It's like a foaming agent.
Sodium what?
Lauryl sulfate, and then there's sodium laureth sulfate as well, and that's not good either.
Write this down.
Okay, yeah. We'll write it down for you.
Sodium lauryl sulfate.
Yeah, SLS. You can remember that, right? SLS, yeah.
Remember when people they would say like, hey, where'd you been living, under a rock? And like, yeah, I want to live there now. I feel like under a rock, I wouldn't get so much plastic. It's like, you live under a rock, you look great.
Yeah.
You've been living under a rock, you look fantastic.
It's a compliment.
One with the earth,
My God, you
natural.
look 25.
Been living under a boulder.
Yeah, I've been living under a rock.
You've been living in Boulder? No, I've been living under a boulder.
Yeah. I've been living under Colorado.
Yeah, under Colorado?
Yeah, under Colorado.
I love that show.
Yeah.
So basically we've gone through all the stuff that I sort of gleaned from the article that I had read and heard from All Things Considered, which was really, I don't know. I'm glad that people are finally starting to, put this together and not expose our kids just because they're kids and they don't know what they're getting.
Yeah.
And so like you asked me before, like there's a few different, I'll just go really quickly through their websites. Not websites, I'm sorry, the apps that you can put on your phone. There's one called Think Dirty. And that you scan the barcode and then you can learn about the potentially toxic ingredients in the skincare that they have.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I thought that's cool. There's one called Yucca or Yucca. Again, you scan the barcode of food products.
YUKA.
Yeah, YUKA. And I'll list all of these in the description.
In the credits.
In the credits. Exactly.
Really fast.
So you can use that for food products or cosmetics. Detox Me is another one. It offers information about the ingredients that you want to avoid, and then it gives you alternatives, which I think are really cool. So you're not just being like, oh, I can't use this.
I have a feeling it's going to be like everything, like don't buy anything.
Yeah. Leave the store. Leave the store.
There's like one product in one store that'll be very hard to get. I feel like it's leave the store.
It's in the desert somewhere, and somebody's selling it out of
Do they have an app called "What Am I Smelling Right Now"? And will it kill me over time?
It's like Shazam for scents.
Yeah. Oh, hell yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah. Genius. So what else? So yeah, you can use that for that. And then Code Check is another one, not Coat Check, but Code Check. And it helps you make more informed shopping decisions by checking to see if a product contains the ingredients or if it's sustainably produced, which is another thing that I think is very important, to be sustainably produced. So you're not just like putting all this shit into the, landfills and just, using all this, whatever. Yeah, so well said, Nikki, using all the whatever.
Yeah. You lose all your words on that one.
That's pretty much. Oh, Skin Safe is another one. Helps you to screen skincare products for chemicals you want to avoid. And you can receive alerts, which I thought was really cool. When the products are added to or updated to your safe list, then you can receive alerts to buy them. Oh, there's another one, Clear Ya. And this is the last one.
All one word.
Yeah, Clear Ya, CLEAR, YA. It does the same thing, and it gives you the alternatives to suggest like what you could use instead of using whatever toxic shit you've
Right.
put into your cart. So that's the end of my spiel.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I had no idea that all that stuff was still being put into. I mean, I don't know why I didn't think it, but yeah, you just see a label and you assume it is something, but it's not really baby safe.
I mean, the ingredients are like this long on everything.
Yeah, why? Why do they have to put so many things into that?
I don't even think it would be cheaper to put less ingredients, but it's cheaper to make it more ingredients.
Right. I was gonna say it's got to
Stretch it out.
all about money for sure.
So there must be like one ingredient that is the most costly, and then other things are added to it as filler to just extract that. Man,
a lot of them are for for texture. Like makes one feel like creamy or one feel goopy or whatever it is.
Remember when they used to only cut cocaine once? Now
No.
babies are getting like, I know. Now babies are just getting, everything in there. They're like almost like they're getting like the sweeps and they put that in the lotion for the kid.
They just sweep the cocaine into it.
Or no, just whatever the junk is. Just like, get over here.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's pretty gross.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't really lotion myself. I have somebody else do it. No, but I don't really lotion myself that often.
Coconut oil, right?
I don't anymore. I use the stuff you get because you get, good stuff.
What do I get?
The Kindry.
Oh, the
I
Kindry,
use that stuff.
yeah.
That's really good
Let me
skincare
mention
stuff.
that. My friend Robin McDonald, she has a line called Kindry, and she makes all natural, cruelty-free, sustainable products, and they're really good. Some great oils, some stuff with cactus oil that really helps to seal in the moisture of your skin. Because when you use a lot of moisturizer, sometimes it almost sucks the moisture out. If it's like a heavy cream. I mean, can you imagine if you're putting something thick on there, and then it's like the moisture's coming out into the layer of thickness.
Oh, huh.
So heavy creams are not necessarily good for everybody's skin. Mostly not. I would say you want something like a serum is great too, but it sounds like you're using something kind of on the thinner side.
I'm using I don't know, what is it? It's either Cetaphil or CeraVe, like a cream lotion. I've never used it before. I think it's okay. I don't know.
Look, my face is still here.
Your skin looks good. Yeah.
Oh, thanks. And the wash I'm using is it was expensive, and I was not expensive. Actually, the lotion I was using was really expensive, but the face wash is Epion's.
Oh right, yeah.
Is that good? I
think it's one of the more natural ones, maybe.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I was told to get it, so I did it. I don't know.
We'll research that. If you guys see that it's not, let us know in the comments. Actually, just confirm in the comments. Just write in the comments.
Write the word confirm.
Yeah, just write the word confirm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this was illuminating. Sorry to.
No, I learned a lot about phthalates and
and
it's unfortunate that it's so many kids are getting affected.
And people are like, why don't you have kids? And it's like, I don't want to bring kids in a screwed up world where the lotions are tainted.
Getting into,
it's just like,
it's sad.
It's just,
yeah, that's the reason why you don't want to have kids.
Yeah.
Not the responsibility part or
not at all.
It's all about the skincare products.
Skincare products. You got to draw the line somewhere. But it's interesting to do. When you said that, I was thinking about like as an actor, you put stuff on your face. You put all that stuff on your face. You just take whatever's on there, and you just put it on.
Right.
I mean, meanwhile, while we're shooting Renee's pilot, we could all be just dying. Our face could be eaten. Just turning into microplastics.
Did you have makeup on your face during the pilot?
No, so that's even more disheartening.
I hope you had good lighting.
I couldn't afford a makeup artist. No way.
Everybody looked good. Everybody came camera ready.
Okay.
I can only say that for me.
Right.
I came camera ready, and everybody looked good in it. So
well, good.
Yeah. So no skin was harmed with the production. Yeah.
That's right.
I want to see that in the credits, by the way.
Yeah. No skin was harmed.
Yeah. No skin was harmed in this.
What's the name of your pilot again?
Making Rent.
And
it's on YouTube.
Okay. I love that.
And I post clips on my social media.
What is your social media?
In my new TikTok.
What's your TikTok? I'm sorry to interrupt you. What's your TikTok name? I want to follow you too. Rizne3. Yeah,
RIZZNE3.
Okay.
My Instagram is Rene.Lancaster. That's RENE.Lancaster, like the city. Yeah.
You got a YouTube?
YouTube is just my name, I think.
Just Rene
Lancaster. I'm like,
it's Rene with one E at the end.
One E, RENE.
Yeah, that's a male version.
Yeah.
It is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I've known you long enough. I don't see gender. I don't
Thank
see,
you.
That's
yeah,
a
I don't
shame.
see gender. Dude.
That's a shame.
Yeah. Well, I want to say thank you for being here. And I know it was going to kind of
Thank
be
you for
like a
having me.
little bit of a bummer topic. Like it wasn't like super fun. Like,
No,
I mean, it was
learned
fun,
a lot.
but like,
I'm like, yeah, seriously. I'm like now I'm interested in the apps, like to like scan, see what
That's
I'm getting.
fascinating.
Like,
Yeah.
that's
I
cool.
wanna
Like,
I want to do that. Yeah.
I only learned about that today when I was prepping for this thing is about these
Cool.
apps. So, because, I wait till 15 minutes before we start the podcast and I start. No, but I actually did just find out about the apps today. So I'm going to start using those as well. I try to keep it simple though. I try almost to use nothing on my face if possible. Just as little as, just, I don't know.
Don't even get me started on tap water.
All right, don't. I won't.
Yeah.
Do you have anything else you'd like to say, Sandra?
No, I think that was very informative, and it just makes me want to check. I check labels consistently with stuff just because it's. I mean, especially stuff that you're going to smell. It's going to be, like I had to get this stuff to get rid of rats. It just makes them so they don't want to be around. I don't want to kill them.
They just don't want to be around.
Yeah, the rats don't want to be around. You spray the stuff, and the rat's like, man, and the rats take off. I don't want to be around this shit, and they leave. And it has some of that had that sodium lauryl sulfate.
Oh yeah.
Right. And but luckily this is like mainly on outside.
Right.
And there's air to get through it. But I pay attention to all that stuff now because it's going to be in the air. It's aerated.
It's getting in the dirt. It's getting in the soil.
Dirt. Mm-hmm.
All of this stuff is going into the toilet. It's being flushed. It's going in the water supply. It's like it's just we're being soaked in it. So it's like it's almost hard to avoid. It's almost impossible to avoid.
You can't eat oleanders anymore because if the oleanders, they're poisonous to begin with. But,
yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, but you can't eat them anymore because the sodium lauryl sulfates.
So I love that you did not commit to that. And
no,
I
feel like George Costanza going.
All right. Well, thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
This
Renee,
was so much fun.
Do you want to say anything, Renee?
Yeah.
Check out my pilot. Thank you for having me. Sandra, you were great in the pilot.
You were fantastic, Renee.
Oh, thank you.
Fantastic director. And yeah, man, check it out. Making Rent on YouTube. It's hilarious, dude. It's really well. Everyone I talk to at the Comedy Store, and people at the Comedy Store when they're positive. It's for real. And everyone is like, dude, everyone was great. The writing was so good. So seriously, the writing is like the first thing people talk about. So
thank you.
I dig it, man.
Awesome.
Yeah, the first thing he came home and said how great it was and how much fun he had.
Awesome. Thank you.
She didn't even ask me.
I did. And I still won't.
And yeah.
All right. So, well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
And you guys will see you next week. This will be up at Wednesday at 3 a.m. And
nice.
Ciao for now.
Sorry I cut you off.
Bye.